Hey,
Hey,
beautiful. Look
hey,
at you
hey,
over
hey,
there.
hey. Let me fix my screen over here, whatever. It's looking a little crazy. All right.
Welcome to another
Hey.
episode of Real Conversations. We are live again, guys.
Yeah. Good stuff. Good stuff. Oh my goodness. It's so crazy. But like Nicole said, welcome to Real Conversations. I'm your host, Quanta Terry.
And I'm your host, Nicole Jones. And we would like to thank you guys for joining us here today, tonight, on this beautiful evening.
Yeah.
And
Good stuff.
like I always say, how's my beautiful co-host over there doing? You looking gorgeous as ever,
Thank
as
you, my love.
always.
So are you. I'm doing well. I cannot
Thank you.
complain. Super happy. Listen, let's just get right into it. How are you as well?
I'm good. Can't
Yeah.
complain. Enjoyed
Good.
my day today. It was a smooth day, hot as I don't know what here in Georgia. It was
Fish,
98 degrees, girl.
hot fish grease, okay? Hotter than a 44. Just shot. Cause what? I said, nah, I'm going back inside. I gotta live right because hell is hot and I ain't for it. So no, no,
That
no.
reminds me of what you said. I think it was last week. You was like, I gotta get my life right because I can't go to hell.
I cannot do it. I cannot do it. Let me not rebuke that in the name of Jesus. I
That part.
cannot. I was like, oh no, I walked outside today. I was like, what happened? I thought there was rain coming. I was thoroughly upset.
Mm-mm.
Because when my nose starts sweating, that is it for me. I'm like,
Ah,
people say I'm mean because my nose sweats.
that was
But
the saying back in the
remember
days.
that?
Hmm.
So once my nose started sweating, I was like, wait a minute now. What's going on down here? I was like, nope, Let's get in, let's get out there and get back inside because we don't do those. We too cute for that. So, but I am super excited. I woke up this morning. Well, just a little bit of a portion of last night too. I was out at a dinner and everyone was like locked in on the Knicks game, and it was crazy. It was crazy. That was like the greatest comeback in NBA history. Greatest comeback in NBA history. So Knicks, congratulations to you all. Getting it like down by what? It was down by like 20 or 32,
No,
something like
it was
that.
done by like what was that? It was a lot, like 28 points, maybe like you said 30. I was like, come on.
No,
But no, wasn't it 32 points?
32, down by
32
32, and
points.
then made it in the last 2 seconds of the game. I was like, yo,
Great
that
job.
is like amazing. And I was so happy because, people were saying that because the Orange Man was there, they
The last
lost
game.
the last game. So
So it's
I
okay
was like,
that you put that up.
nice.
It said it was the Knicks won 46 game. On a 47th game, they lost that game while the 47th president was there.
Ain't that something?
That's a
Ain't
little
that something?
weird.
But the crazy part too is that the refs were calling, they weren't even calling fouls. They weren't even doing their job. So it was like weird. Everybody, there's a lot of conspiracy theories out there that says that, he had money on the game and they were doing all types of stuff, because with the finals, it's the same refs throughout the entire series.
Yeah.
So they're like, they were paid off. I was like, I don't care. I'm just happy that they won um, last night. And it was amazing, amazing for them. So,
Yeah, I seen the Spurs doing a lot of mushing from the back of the head. There
and
was a
they
lot of
weren't
fouls that
calling
were not
that.
called. I'm like, were these refs paid off or something? Like, that don't make no sense. How is it that they can sit there and do that? What was it, game two? It was a little thing saying that I forgot his name, but it said that he was suspended, but he was
Hmm.
actually in. There was no players suspended. He was actually in the third game. But I'm like, come on, like what's going on? Like why are they doing this? Why
Yeah,
can't we just play fair? Why can't the game just be fair? I
yeah.
don't.
It was crazy. I was like, oh my gosh. And I didn't watch it because, yeah, no, I don't like my nerves being bad like that. So I was like, and I don't have bad nerves. I don't even have anxiety. But it's just the down to the wire uh feelings that you get is like, oh my gosh, you do get like anxious. But I had enough of that, in text messages with my people because they were in there like going in the text message group, and I'm like, oh gosh, all right. So they were giving me the play by play, and I also saw it at the event that I was at last night. So I was like, okay, it was just all around me. I was like, okay, let me focus on this food, let me focus on this good conversation, because what? So yeah, but
I seen
congratulations to
it.
the Knicks.
I seen a video of this guy. He was his girl was the commentary, okay? And his back was to the game. He was like, okay, okay. He was like, I can't watch this. Okay. And she was like, oh babe, oh it went up, it went up. Oh wait, there at 70. Oh there, oh wait. He was like, all right, that's a good number. That's a good number. I was like, that was perfect. He cannot watch that game at all.
Yeah, like it's like life or death right now. It's like what? So, but you
Yeah,
know what?
listen,
I'm
New
so
York stand
happy for
up.
that. Hmm.
I said, New York, stand up. I don't care where you reside, okay? If you are a New Yorker, a true New Yorker, you're representing the Knicks, okay? You are out there, happy as I don't know what because the Knicks are winning. They've gone, they haven't been here, like I said last week, since 1999. Come on, man. I'm so excited.
It's it's like I said, it's an incredible feat for them. And even if they do not go all the way, just the fact that they're in the finals and they're doing amazing in the finals, I'm like, come on. I'm hoping that they take it in this next game.
I believe they
And
will.
hmm,
I believe they will. I mean,
yeah, I'm
if
moving
they
in my
don't,
favor.
at least because they're going to be in Spurs territory. So if they don't, I'd rather them do it in the seventh game in New York, so they can be in New York winning, taking home this trophy. That'd be dope. You ain't
Yeah,
got to worry
that's
about
true.
no idiots trying to be stupid because you in a town.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, look, listen. They had some Spurs fans in the garden, so it's like
Mhm.
no one did anything to them. So I mean, it's all
Because we're
around
not
just
worried about
wonderful,
them. We're worrying
huh?
about the win. Because we're not worried about them. We're worrying about them. We're not being sour,
Yeah, we don't have no
you
time for
know?
that. Let's like lock in. Let's lock in. But yeah, I'm so excited for them though. Like, oh my goodness. So we'll see what happens the next time they're in Texas, and then we'll follow the game. But so for the most part, Knicks are doing their thing. Congratulations to them. There's a lot of stuff going on in the media. So many things happening, and so many things that will cause our attention to be turned toward that. But now we have something that we can actually be happy about because there's so many bad things happening out there that having something to gloat about or even laugh about and smile about is amazing. I watched something on Netflix not too long ago called Gaslit by My Husband. Did you see that?
I did not.
Okay, let me just give you a quick synopsis. Okay, this is a
Okay.
true story. And the couple got a divorce. They had, I believe, one child. They got a divorce. He was not happy with them being divorced, but she was done. She was like, I'm over it. And she thought this was an amicable split. Then I'm going to say months down the line after the split, he like she so somebody breaks into her home, and I think there's someone watching
Hmm.
on Facebook, so you may want to interact. I don't know who that is, and I can't see. Um, but she ended up, the intruder coming came into her house, beat her up. I mean, bad, beat her badly, and then he was like, "I'm gonna get your husband or whatever else." She was like, "No, no, no, don't get him, because I love him," and that was like a reason for him to stop for some reason, right? So
I've seen this.
maybe like 20 minutes later, he is supposedly running in the neighborhood or just in the neighborhood, wanted to stop by, and he goes into the room, goes to the house. He doesn't hear anything. He breaks in the door. She's beat up badly. He calls the cops and all this other stuff. So basically, he beat her up so that he could be her hero.
I did see this. I just didn't
Like,
know the name.
wait,
Yeah.
like so he's like it's almost like I couldn't believe it. I was like, yo, you have to be really insane to actually do something like that, to concoct a plan like that.
Yeah.
And this was just to get her back. I don't know, girl. I was like, what is this? So, and then I'm watching it, and then they end up finding out that it was actually him, and he did it for reasons that only he could understand. And I'm like, okay, girl. I think this leads us. It leads us to our topic today, like, because there are reasons why we leave people, right? There
Yes.
are reasons why we separate from people, whether platonic or romantic. There's a reason why
Mhm.
we separate from them. And there are many people that may not see why you do that. They don't understand why. But when
Mhm.
things like this happen, right? It's like, this is the reason why I left this man, right? This is the reason why I left this woman, because they are not, first of all, the elevator does not go all the way up to the top floor. And that she saw that, most likely she saw it, and just
Yeah.
decided, you know what, I'm gonna just exit, bow out gracefully. And then he concocts this plan to get her back by being her hero, but beating her up. So it was like it was like a love hate relationship. You could tell, because yeah, he hated her for leaving him, so he beat her up. He beat
Bad,
her up that
actually.
way, huh?
He did it pretty bad too.
Right. It was like he took so much anger out on her, but oh, I love you so much. I'm going to be your saving grace.
Wasn't he also going to attempt to do the other thing too until she said I love you, and that's when he was about to do the other thing,
I
I don't
don't
want to
think
say.
I don't think that he was going to red rum her. I don't think that
Yeah.
was the intention. I think it was more so to beat her up and scare her, and then be her saving grace, so he could come in like a knight in shiny armor.
So do
That
you
was the
remember
intent.
when he like literally pulled her though, like if he was trying to get like on top of her like that in that
Yes,
in that position. But then when
yeah,
he said that thing about the husband, and she said, "Oh no, I love him" or something like that. That's when he was just like you saw his eyes go,
yeah.
yeah,
Shabba.
I don't
I could
know,
not believe it. I was like, what
yeah.
is this? And like I said, it leads us to the next topic. Like, you know, we do certain things, we remove ourselves from certain situations and people, because it's just too much drama over there. But at the end of the day, you know, you become the villain in those people's stories. It's like, dang, am I the drama? Am I the drama? But then when you remove yourself, the drama is still there. The person's still crazy. The person is still doing things to manipulate behind the scenes. Like, so were you really the issue? So that's our topic today. Am I the drama? What do you think, Nicole?
Girl, listen, we both had situations that we had to take ourselves out of the equation, and like you said, the situation remained the same on that person's side. Um, listen, if it's dealing with, it doesn't matter if it's friendship or in a relationship, like Juana said, you just got to know when to separate yourself from the stupidness, okay, and just let it be that. And it doesn't even matter if someone sits there and says, because when you leave, let's back it up. When you're there, they're gonna talk about how you're crazy and this and that, and then when you separate yourself from the stupidness, and people are gonna see that you wasn't the drama. Like the drama is still with the person, and you're over there living life. You're
If those
over there
people have
living
any
it up,
sense.
no issues, no drama, and it's just like, but this person is just reliving the same crap that they had with you, that they blamed on you, is over there with them. you know,
Same
and
cycle, same everything, same issues they
yeah,
got going on. Meanwhile, you over here dancing at 3 a.m. in the morning, 3 a.m., to Beyonce, you won't break my soul. You know what I'm saying? you
all
know,
peaceful
all
and stuff.
peaceful, and I feel as if this happens so much, in especially friend circles and of course relationships. This man or this woman could have been the worst person to you, been
Hmm.
the most horrible person, but they expected you to stay
Yeah,
around and endure to the end of time the abuse, whether mental, physical, emotional. They expect you to stay around and endure all of that. And then when you decide to take yourself up out of the equation, you're now the person who didn't want to make it work. You're the person that's the worst person in the world.
hmm,
You are crazy. You ain't about nothing. You ain't never gonna be nothing. You know what I'm saying? But those are the same people that be like, please, baby, come back, come back. But to the world, they're like, oh, she ain't all of that. Come on,
I'm
you
gonna
know.
I'm gonna flip the script on this one.
Hmm.
Let's say the person, let's say it's a friend of yours, and that
Right.
person separates themselves from you, right? They try to make it seem like the same scenario. They try to make it seem like, you know, like you're the negative one and all kinds of stuff. But when they separate, you know, you're right, all right, okay, okay, deuces. You know, I wish you all the best. I go my way, you go your way. You know, it's a you know, it is what it is because you're not trying to make no one be friends with you. It's okay. It's cool. No love lost. Peace. But
Right.
then when you leave, when you're not no longer friends with that person, everything is all hunky dory on your side, even though that person left you, you know, stop being friends with you, hunky dory on your side, but that person still got the drama. That person is now calling somebody else negative. That person is now sitting up there talking about, oh, this and that with whoever else they're speaking about.
Yeah.
Like, come on, boo boo.
Meanwhile, you over here just watching gossip, just like, okay, watching the shit go down, you know. But at the same time, I feel like when you are content with your role in a relationship,
Hmm.
when you're content with what you've done, what you brought to the table, it's like, okay, you know what, you don't want to be my friend? Okay, that's fine. You don't want to be with me anymore? That's fine too. That's
Oh,
okay. I hope you find what you're looking for, you know?
absolutely.
And you just wish them well, but it's not always the case, right? They don't always wish you well, or they go on this smear
Oh,
campaign. They go on this campaign, and defame your character and do all these different things. And I feel like, for me, time heals, but at the end of the day, once I know who you are and what you're capable of, you won't come back in my circle
oh,
again.
you would never come back. Could be, the moment we split in that way, I'm cool with this split, but that whatever that friendship is, that's never gonna be.
Right.
That's never gonna be. It is what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm okay with it. I'm a
Yeah.
hundred percent okay with it. Cause
Yeah.
my mind is so calm. My heart is, it's like everything is just like calm and collective. I ain't got to worry about no stress. Nobody stressing me with no BS, no phone calls. Talk about this person and that person. It's just like, huh? No, you like, wow, okay. I ain't
Yeah.
got no headache. You know, how you on the phone with somebody, they giving you a headache because of what they're saying. It's like, dang,
Yeah, those type of people, I cut it short. I'm in that
yeah.
space where I'm like, okay, well, listen, I hope everything works out for you. Have a great day, because you're not gonna drain me. You're not gonna project all of that negativity on me. I'm sorry, I gotta go.
Or how
And
about? I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
How about on this side? When they sit there and dang, did I lose my train of thought? I did. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah. You definitely get to a point where you don't want to hear that. You don't even want to be around those types of energies. You
Mhm.
don't want to, I want to go to bed and rub my feet together and be like, and just dream, with no issues. I don't want to have somebody else's problems heavy on my mind, so I tend to just leave it where it is. And I don't try to go into deep into a conversation with people about what they have going on, because
Mhm.
that's not my one burden to carry. That's not my portion.
Mhm.
And chances are you've been dealing with this for a long time and you're still in it. So that means that, what the hell am I going to do? Like, I could give you the same advice that somebody has been giving you for years. You
Mhm.
either you either take action or you don't. Now, if you're going to continue to complain, I'm not going to be here with you to be complaining about something you don't want to make a change for. Not doing it.
Or you can say, let's say it's one of your best friends. So of course, if it's one of your close friends, you're going to speak to them about the things that they want to speak about. You're going to be there for your friend.
Yes.
But if your friend is talking to you and you're trying, because they're asking you your opinion about whatever it is that they're speaking to you about, right? And you give them the opinion, they don't want to accept what it is that you're saying, or they want to take accountability, because a friend is going to tell you the truth no matter what, if you're
Yes.
right or if you're wrong. And if your friend's going to say, I like, you cannot be a yes man or yes woman to your friend. You gotta be a true friend and let them know when the shit ain't right. If it ain't right, it ain't right.
Yes.
And if they can't accept that, um, they ain't got nothing to do with you, okay?
Yeah.
That's all about them. They gotta figure this out for themselves, because you done did your part. I can't go no further. I can't go no further with this, because you can be a friend to a certain extent. I want my friends to be, honest with me about everything. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you think that I can't take it. Give it to me. I want the raw deal, just
Yeah.
like that's how I'm going to give it to you. But when they can't accept it, pump your brakes.
Listen, it's I have a now. I'm grateful for about people that I have right now in my space, and that's very, very, very close to me, as their accountability partners for me.
Hmm.
They do not hesitate to be like, QT, Quana, Q, you dead wrong, and you should not feel that way. And then I can also give them the business as well, right?
Right.
And there's no sweat off our backs, because we're gonna be like, we're going to hold each other accountable for our actions and the things that we do in this life. And it's wonderful to have those people in your corner, because one, they're not gonna have you out here thinking that what you're doing is the correct thing when you're hurting others. Because
Right.
one, you can't make yourself happy bringing misery to other people.
No.
So when we call it out, or if they call it out to me, and I'm not saying that I bring misery to others, but there may be some things that I say, and I'm a little sharp tongued,
Hmm.
and it may not be delivered correctly. So when I have things, I'm like, okay, this is what I want to say. They're like, yeah, no, let's change that up. Make it a little softer. Do you want to be confrontational here? Because if you do, then that's the way to go. But if not, if you're trying to resolve something, you need to change that. I'm like, all right, cool, cool. So thank God I have those people that will call me on my crap, and I call them on their crap. And when you don't have those people in your life, and you're not a person like that yourself, it's hard, and you always going to have drama. Drama's going to follow you when there's no accountability, when you're thinking that you're always right, or if you're thinking that somebody's always doing something to you. No, what did you do? you know
Right, because there's a reaction for every action.
right. Right. So, it takes some time, and it takes some maturity. It takes growing up. And I used to pop off. Okay. I would get so annoyed. Okay. When people would just be talking to me in my ears like a little bird. I can't take like a
Hmm.
little gnat in your ear. Like, get out of here. And I used to be like, yo, get the out of my face. Now I'm just like, okay, I don't want to talk to you. Right. Respect that I don't want to talk to you, and we can
Respectfully.
continue this conversation another time. Okay? Because I don't want to talk to you. Not saying that I
Right.
won't talk to you, but I don't want to talk to you right now. Okay? because you're getting me to a place where I don't necessarily want to be right now. So I'm having those types of conversation with people, and there's some people who don't receive it. They're like, but I want to talk to you now. Well, unfortunately,
Wow.
right? Unfortunately, what you want doesn't necessarily matter. It doesn't hold weight in my life.
Right.
It doesn't hold weight over what I want. So, we'll discuss this a little later. And that's how I avoid the drama, right?
Right, because you need to be able to calm down and be able to, when you're speaking to them, just like you have to understand where they're coming from. They got to understand where you're coming from. You can't understand it if you sit up here just trying to prove your point.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's
Mm-hmm.
like,
Yeah.
listen, you're just trying to get your point across, and you're not hearing what the other person is saying. Like, there's no point of that conversation.
Right. Right. And again, before it was me listening, and I'm listening so I could. I got my rebuttal in my head already. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I hear you. But and it's like now I'm listening to understand, not listening to respond. I'm listening to understand, and I need to be in a certain space for me to be able to do that. So for your sake and mine,
Mm-hmm.
give me the time that I need to kind of digest all of this, and then we'll revisit. And that's just the mature thing to do.
It's so crazy because, and back in the days, exactly what you just said. We used to always listen to respond because it's that one word that you listening for, and then you going off, you going ham on that person. It's that one you didn't hear nothing else, just that one word, and then that's it.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hmm.
very proud of myself in this big age.
Hmm. Yeah. It's called emotional maturity.
Yes, it's a big difference. Okay, like especially when it comes to like responding to what someone's saying to you, when it comes to knowing when to release all those other things, that there's a lot of things that come with that. And I mean, like, you ain't gotta, like, I think, people make things so complicated.
Yeah.
It is not that complicated if you really just look at it.
Yeah.
Everything is really black and white, but people want to sit there and make the little gray areas. Okay, it's like, come on, what are we doing?
Recently I disconnected from someone, and it was a choice that I made because I just didn't feel like we were aligned. And not to mention, I found out some disturbing things
Okay.
about that person, and I decided to disconnect. And on their end, it probably came out of nowhere, but I felt like I would be doing a disservice to myself if I would have kept the relationship going, especially if I felt like we're not aligned to certain things, or I felt like it's going to prove to be detrimental to me, right? So I just ended up can you hear me now?
I can hear you.
Okay. I ended up severing ties, and then I use Chat GPT for my text message. I to let Chat know what I want to say. I like soften this up for me, because I don't want to be the person
I've done
that
that before.
brings strife and confusion
Yeah,
to a situation.
because you could be a little
But I try to be as go
what's it
ahead.
called? Cutthroat. You can be a little cutthroat with your words through text. So I understand why you did that.
Actually, Nicole, I can't hear you right now.
You can't hear me.
So, and I don't know why, and I lost connection. So I'm gonna try to come back in to the stream. So you
Okay,
just hold it down for me, okay?
I got you, girl. All right, guys. So, uh, when it comes to people blaming you, it's about accountability. Like making sure that you're accountable, making sure the other person knows that she's coming back in right now.
Can
It's
you
all
hear me?
accountability, okay? It's accountability. Don't blame nobody for anything. Be accountable for everything that you do. Allow them to be accountable for the things that they do. And I just started talking about accountability, and you just came right on in. So
Yeah, all I did was just like move it back and come back on in. I was like, okay. But that was good. What were you saying about accountability?
that's all I said. All I said was everybody just needs to be accountable. When it comes, don't blame anybody. Just be accountable for what you do, and let them be accountable for what they do. Don't let anybody, you know. And that's when you came back in.
Oh, okay.
You heard the rest.
It's very true, right? Just making sure that you're holding yourself first and foremost accountable for the things that you do and say, and then making sure that that person is also handling you with care. So you're holding them accountable for how they're treating you. And
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I was telling, like, so from my story, I use Chat GPT to kind of concoct a text message, because again, you don't know how things can be received via text message differently than when you're
Very
on the
harsh.
phone, right? So I ended up doing a Chat GPT thing, and I thought it was straight and to the point. And I was like, thank God, okay, good. There was really no pushback, no nothing like that. I mean, a little bit of pushback, but nothing too crazy.
Okay.
But yeah, so I think that we should utilize that in a way, and that tool in a way, especially if we don't know what to say, or words escape us. Use that so that you can kind of draft something, and then you get an idea of how to say something softly. Um,
It'll clean it up because even if Chat GPT comes out with it being a little rough, you can say, "Hey, can you soften that up?" And then they'll soften it up, and you pick because it's your words. It's just being a little tweaked. You know.
Yeah. And I will put it into Chat GPT, and they'll send me something back. And I'm like, and I'm not easily offended. I'm like, oh, that's spicy. Chat GPT,
Right.
but you gotta soften that up. Cause I know if I'm
Yeah.
feeling like it's a little spicy, I know the person that's reading it is gonna be like, who the does she think she is? Right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, I do that, from time to time, just to make sure that what I'm saying is right. Now
So
there's
it's so
times when I
funny
want
because the
to.
first time I ever done that, I was so tight when I came from work. Okay, and my man was texting me, and I couldn't really think about what it is that I needed to say, and I had I had copied his words, and I said, "Please respond to my boyfriend
That's horrible.
in a romantic way." Girl, when I seen what it said, I didn't even know he can do that.
Hmm.
I said, "Bitch."
Yeah.
What? But when I said I was exhausted, like my eyes were closed. It was so heavy, and he
It
just kept
happens.
texting back to back. I was like, "Oh my god!" And you don't want to not respond.
No, no.
So that was the first time I did that, and I was just like, "Wow!" So I started doing exactly how you're saying it. Like you write what you want. That one was a little different because I copied his and said, "Please
Oh,
respond to my boyfriend." But I was just
yeah.
like, I didn't know what to do because I couldn't. It was like I couldn't see the keyboards.
Yeah, yeah,
I couldn't. I was tired. So yeah, girl, that Chat GPT.
yeah. I mean,
I put
so
that in
ChatGPT is
everything.
a listen. I remodeled rooms and all of that. Gave them my ideas, took a picture of it. This is what I want. And I've done a lot with chat, and it's been a really good tool. Very dangerous. I think my last creation had everybody telling me congratulations. But
Girl, see, those of us who know you, okay, we knew what that was, but it is what it is.
it's so funny because just where was I? I was at an event I had to sing for maybe 2 days ago. And he's like, oh, I wanted to say congratulations. I was like, that was AI. He was like, he pushed me out the way, like, when you get on my nerves. I was like, I'm sorry. I said, but it is, and I told him it's a lesson in one, reading the captions, And two, not believing everything you see on the internet. Because I could take somebody's picture off the internet and put it with mine and say that we getting married. You know what I'm saying? Like, what?
That's crazy.
And then people will believe it. I'll make an announcement saying, engagement announcement on Zola. I can do all of that. And you have
Wait,
to be
what's
careful.
Zola?
That's a wedding website.
Oh, clearly you've seen. I
Yes,
haven't
yes.
gone that route yet.
It's a wedding website. You going like,
I was like, what's
they like
Zola?
sending your announcement out. Hey, this is who we are engaged. Like, come on, they give you
Yes,
some random,
I
you
know about
know.
the knot because that's the one I signed up for. It was the knot years ago when I was
It's
about to
still
go there
there.
and
The
have it.
knot is still
Yeah.
it's still there. Yeah, but yeah, if
Okay.
you go on them things and you make a little wedding announcement, engagement announcement, what are people gonna say? It. But AI is so it's dangerous like that. I've even
It
seen
is.
people make videos of other people in unflattering positions,
Mm.
and I'm like, ooh, okay,
See, but
like
this is my thing. If you're easily manipulated by stuff like that, there's something wrong because if I'm not gonna believe everything I see, if I see something like that, if it's like someone I know, I'm like, hey, I came across something, I thought you should see it,
yeah, yeah.
because that's a little, and it's either it is them or I'm like, yo, where you see this at? That's not me, I
Right.
didn't do that.
I feel
So
like the only people that would share it and not talk to you about it are the people who wanted to see you in that position anyway. You know what I'm saying?
haters, the
My
haters.
my 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 my, my rides or dies would be like, yo, what's going on?
It'll be on your phone.
This a
We're all gonna be on that call. Like, yo,
like,
it's
yo,
gonna be, and it's not a phone call. It'll be a video call. Okay.
yes, you know
Yeah.
it. You know it, like, okay, tell me what's going on. You down bad? You need money? Like, what is this? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you
Yo, we
got,
got you.
I see
No, don't worry
people
about
like,
that. We gonna cover this.
people do mess up. People put stuff on the dark web. You don't even know. Your face could be on the dark web. Shit, my face could
Yeah.
be on the OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You never know.
Oh
You go,
my gosh.
I've never done anything like that. I've never done an
No.
OnlyFans, but I have sent, people that I'm dating,
Yeah.
maybe like a picture or something, or a
Yeah.
sexy picture, and they could use that as revenge porn. But guess what? If
They
I ever
can.
I only send it to certain people. So if I ever find that shit on sorry, guys. If I ever find that on one of them sites, no, I'm going out. I'm suing for
Because
defamation.
it's not you. So that means,
Right.
well, this is the thing. People are stupid because it's everything has an IP address, so everything is trackable. You
Yeah.
know, it's traceable.
I,
So if they want to be stupid and do that, that means your behind's going to jail.
yeah. I'm telling
Okay?
you, if I ever see something like that, or if I ever hear anything, oh, you're going to jail, or you're going to pay me my money, okay? I'm not playing any games with anyone because that's just so wrong. And for you to even do that, that's premeditated. You doing that
Yes.
because you scorned or whatever it may be. It's like, get a life, sir, ma'am. You know? But we off the topic. So I
Yeah.
mean, oh, you know what? It really
We
isn't.
do this all the time. I mean, it's in the same area,
Hey,
but that's that gray area I was talking about.
man, that's a great area. Yes, a great for sure. Like, okay, so sir, you was the drama.
Yeah.
You're the vindictive one. Ma'am, you're the vindictive one. You're
Yeah.
the drama. Because anybody that would even think about concocting something like that, putting it out there just to hurt a person, like you have to be a mean, nasty individual. Like
Yeah.
I've never even thought of doing something like that. That's some bull crap. Oh my god. But whatever. Um, I just know that it's important to recognize whether or not you or the drama that you bring into your life. Are you the person that throws stones and hides their hands? Are
Hmm.
you the person that brings the bone back to the people? Then I feel like this: if somebody is bringing a bone back to me about somebody, I for sure know that that person is bringing my bone back to that other person.
Wow.
So I don't trust a person like that. A friend to everyone is a friend to no one.
Ooh, child, I've been hearing that. I've been hearing that for the past. I mean, we've heard this for a long time, but to hear it like almost every day, it's just like,
Really.
and it's different
Confirmation.
people. It's different
Confirmation.
people you can online. It's like, yo, that is the truest statement. Okay,
Hmm.
I'm a loner. Okay, so it's very hard, but it's like, woo, child.
Yeah.
I'm a,
Yeah.
I'm a, I'm gonna get that tattoo on me. I'm lying. That was a lie.
Don't. I don't recommend it. I don't
No, no,
recommend it.
no. I'm not gonna do that.
But it's the
But
truth, right?
it's a true statement.
It's the
When you
truth.
got people who have this large circle around them, mm, that person's not a friend to anybody. You
Yeah.
gotta keep to that small circle, that
And
close net.
and
It's so much better.
I don't believe there's another saying where they said the enemy of my enemy is my friend. I don't believe that either. I don't agree with that statement.
The
Because
enemy of
I
my
don't
enemy is my
right? I don't
mm.
care to know what my enemy has going on. So
Yeah.
I don't need to keep you in my space, in my
Yeah.
energy for that person to be able to see what the hell I have going on. So
I mean,
you
the moment
because
that you realize that that person is not for you, we usually just back away from that person.
sometimes you don't even realize it.
I'm
Sometimes they're
That's what
close
I'm
so
saying.
well.
But I'm saying it will always come to light. The deception will always come to light. So you may not notice it right away, but you start noticing something because that person always throws shade your way. Always throws shade your way. So when you notice what you need to notice, when it needs to be illuminated to you, you're going to see it, and you don't need to like make this, big announcement or nothing. You just back the fuck away. Like
Yeah.
I'm out of here. My bad.
Yeah.
Excuse me for
Yeah.
the bad language, but you just exit left. That's it.
Yep.
I'm
And you know what? Pay attention to the children because them babies don't
Ooh, child.
listen. Them babies start treating you different. You know that they talking
You
about
know
you
that
in
mama
the
talking about
household.
you, okay? She in there talking about you bad because they don't know what to do.
Right. They like, who should I talk to her? Should I not? They talk about you bad at that household. So they
Yeah.
have exit stage left. Or sir,
And it's
exit
bad
left.
when it's your own family members.
Hell, bye. Hell, bye.
When it's your own family members, it's like I did nothing to this person. Like, what are you doing? But you should never involve the kids. You
I
should
have a
never involve the kids.
at this point, at 45 years old, I have a different perception of what family is.
Absolutely.
I have a different outlook. Family, sometimes they're the worst people because they know you well
They know
and they know
exactly
where
where to hit
and
you.
know where to hit you.
Yep.
So I don't keep many family members around me for that
Yep.
very reason. And am I okay with that? Absolutely. Mainly because it caused me to live in peace. My peace
That's
is
true.
way. If it costs me my peace, it's too damn expensive.
Yeah.
So that's it. And I'm cool. My kids are cool, and that's all that matters, right? So certain family members are people that I keep and keep close to me, but others, nah, bye. Like, especially when you show me who you are. And a lot of betrayals weren't even warranted, right? It's just like people
Yeah.
just do things to hurt you, and whether sometimes they just don't like you or they have a
I
jealousy or
gotta say,
envy of your own.
jealousy is a sickness,
No,
and
it really
it's
is.
weird to me when it comes to the jealousy part because why are you
Yeah.
jealous?
Jealousy, but okay. Jealousy I could deal with, but envy, that's where it gets dangerous. Because and
It's working
sometimes
for me.
they envy you so much, or there's such an there's supposed to be admiration, but then it turns into envy to where they actually want what you have.
Yeah.
Like, damn, like I didn't know you were on it like that. But
But
when
what's
you
for
see
me
that,
is for me, and what's for you is for you. So I don't understand. Like, you might get what I have, but it might not. turn out exactly how it turned out for me. You got to make it make sense.
Oh, look,
But
again,
it is what it is.
God has given us all a portion, a favor, and whatever it is for us is for us. I can't walk in your shoes. You can't walk in mine. You may be able to do so for a little bit, but the original cannot be carbon copied.
That part.
So, you can go ahead and try, but you just not going. There's something going to be off. The formula is going to be off just a bit. You're not going to get it just right. And that's why I always tell people, show up for you, show up for you, make sure that you are showing up in the way God intended you to show up, and keep showing up. Keep showing
Mhm.
up. Don't, no matter what, I don't care who's doing what, keep showing up for you. And you know what? When you keep showing up in your authentic self, then people, you're always gonna get haters. You're always gonna get people who try to copy you or whatever else, and that's okay. But you just make sure you keep showing up for you. Don't let anybody take what is meant for you. So, oh
That's
man, that was a good way to end it, right? Am,
that was a
am,
perfect
am,
ending.
am, right? So, woo, we excited about that. Okay, so let's see. We have nothing else, right, Nikki?
No, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you
Oh,
all. What's up?
real
Okay.
quick. So, we already spoke about the Knicks. There's a lot of videos out there, in tribute for the Knicks.
Mhm.
And yo, share them, repost them. Let's get them out there because New York right now is on the map, okay? And we need to, show them that we love them just as much, Let's just hit them up. Share
Let me.
them, share this video. Oh
I share Remy. Remy is
yes.
first of all, the Pele jackets they have on
How's
go
that?
hard, okay? Hard. I
Yo,
remember buying Ran Pele before they actually went down. And they were trying to get rid of their inventory, and them joints was still 800,000, $1,000. And I got him
yeah.
a jacket for Father's Day.
The crazy
And
thing is, I don't remember. So I remember I was in high school wearing Pele Pele.
mm,
Okay.
mm, mm,
So
good
it's
times.
crazy. And I don't even understand how I remember getting my boys the Pele Pele jackets when they were younger. I don't even understand where, and maybe because it's a style that was out when I was younger. I don't
Hmm.
know when they went out because the jackets are the bomb.
They are. I don't
That's
know what
really
happened.
good.
I don't know if it was bad money moves, investments, but I just know that now they are like collector's items. So if you have something if have one that's in good condition, you can get buku dollars for it. Okay.
Nice.
So yeah. Yeah, and them New York Knicks Pele's go hard.
Ooh,
And I was like, yo, everything. And then I
Remy's. I
saw,
love Remy's. Remy's, the way
yeah,
it's all, it got that
with the little
shortcut. I
crop
was like,
joint,
yes.
popping, popping. I was like, okay, I see you. And it was just nice to see. It's nice to see Max B as
Yes.
well. And you know what? I had never really followed Max B. And since we're almost seeing the end. I had
Mhm.
never really followed Max B, but Rand was like he would play Max B mixtapes in here. And I used to be like, who was that? He like, that's the Wayne, babe. What are you talking about? Because Rand was straight
I can
Harlem.
hear
He
him.
was straight Harlem. Living in Bronx, but he was straight Harlem. Family from
Hmm.
Harlem. So um so he loved Harlem and he loved Brooklyn. So it was just like, okay, so when he would just hear Max's music, he would just go into a zone. And then when he would talk about how much time he had gotten, and he gave me like the backstory about what happened to Max. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So he was like waiting for him to come home. Unfortunately, he didn't get to see him come home. So when Max was coming home, I was like, wow, man. I was like, talking to Randy. I'm like, yo, Max is coming home, and it was so cool to see how the city embraced Max B. and with French Montana and everybody out there just supporting him throughout his time in prison. It was just like, wow, okay, I'm not glorifying it, no, but it was good to see that he came home to love, because a lot of
Absolutely.
don't,
I mean, listen, when you get locked up, they did their time. When they come home, allow them to do what it is that they came home to do. You know what I mean? Like, there's no
Yeah,
reason to shun them because they went to jail for whatever the reason they went to jail for. They did their
yeah,
time. That's
yeah.
why they went there. So
Yeah, at the time. So I was so happy to see that, but just to see them representing for the city, I'm like, they putting it on. I was like, oh man, this is wonderful. So yeah.
and they actually recorded that on the streets of New York City. It was out there, and I'm like, yo, that's dope. They was in the city. There was literally people around them.
Yeah.
And I was like, for anyone that was out there when that was being recorded, I know they are so happy they was there at that moment. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was just it was a good time. Yeah, definitely a good time. So just watching it and watching the energy out there was just like, yeah, it felt like love. So
And Wu Tang Clan performed yesterday at the game.
oh word.
Yes, girl. First of all, I wish I was there. Okay. Oh my gosh, you know how I love them all. Okay, I love them all. But I was like, that was dope. That was
Mm,
exciting. You
that's
seen? You see when
exciting.
I posted Method Man a few days ago?
I'm telling you, man, he
That
is
was
just aging like fine.
woo, child. Who you telling?
Mm, mm,
Listen,
mm.
I'm very happy for him and his wife. He's very much in love with his wife, and
Yeah.
I'm loving it for them. But she got herself one fine husband. Okay.
Listen, I love to see it. I love to see it.
Hmm.
And all of them, when I look at them, I'm like, they're in their 50s. I'm like, yes, y'all doing it. I'm not in
Hmm.
my 50s yet, but I'm like, y'all doing it out there. Y'all taking care of yourselves. Um, and
So you're like,
she's like, okay, they taking care
yes,
of us. I
please.
love to see, you
Thank you.
know, I went to New York this past weekend. One, I was really mad because it cost me almost $50 to even go back and forth, and that was just in tolls.
You lying.
Yo, I'm not lying.
Oh
I
my
will
God.
post my toll receipts, but I had gone to this thing that happened back in the day called Family Day, and they still have
You
it
went
to
to
this
Family
day.
Day?
I went and I went not inside the park, but
Oh,
I pulled some people and they came outside the park. Okay.
okay.
And I went, saw some people that I haven't seen in a long time, gave my hugs, gave my kisses, and then I rolled out because I had to go to another event that night. But
Did you
it
see her
was
uncle?
I did not go
He
inside
was
the park.
there.
Uh
Well, they're always there.
Child, I did not go inside the park. Joaquin, the girl's dad was there as well. He went with his friend.
Of course.
Um, and I was like, this is my first time of going in a very long time. I did not, like I said, go inside the park. 'Cause I don't know what kind of festivities were out there, but I did see some people on outside. I was on like Humphrey on Macintosh.
Yeah, that's usually
I
me.
I was on Macintosh. I was like, I ain't going in here.
Hmm.
So I saw who I saw, and I was happy to be able to see them, give them hugs and kisses, and I rolled out. But it was good to see, and things have changed in the neighborhood,
Yeah.
but it was still good to see people, and I see people who look like they're doing okay, right? Because sometimes you go back to your neighborhood, you're like, wow, they look like they have a hard life.
Yeah.
So it was nice to see people looking good, you know.
I
And
wonder if they performed out there
oh
this year.
yeah,
I
they had
just
a
want
couple
to
of
see.
bands out there. They had a couple of
Okay.
bands. They had a cover band out there, and they were pretty good.
Okay.
Um, when I got there, they were on. So for what I say, they had a bunch of acts, and I think DJ Gully performed as well. I wasn't there for that, but yeah,
I actually seen that on his page. I
oh
was
yeah.
like, hold on. Listen, I've known Gully since he was in daycare. Okay.
Mhm.
So remember, because he was in Ashley's class in daycare.
Mhm.
So it's
Yeah,
so crazy to see him grow up and become who he is.
yeah,
He's the neighborhood DJ, and he's more than just a neighborhood DJ, but
right.
he's done
That's
such
right.
an awesome job, in doing what it is. And
Yeah.
DJ Johnny Wishbone is who got him started. when it
Oh,
came to the
really?
DJing. Yeah, Johnny Wishbone is the one that got him started.
Mm,
Yeah, Wishbone got a lot of them started with when it came to the DJing. But they
yeah.
all, carried his stuff, got on the turntables at the parties in the neighborhood that we all went to.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he's
Yeah,
doing
so
amazing. And I follow him on socials, and he's doing great. So that's a wonderful thing.
yes.
But yeah, so it was nice to go back to the neighborhood and see, go back to New York and see everything, and just see how much it has changed, and it's a reminder of why I left too. But
Well, the neighborhood is not the same at all. I mean,
mm-mm.
I just left
It's
last
always
year,
nice to go back and see
so
people
it's
who are
not the
still there.
same.
Yeah. Well, anything else, Nicole?
No, ma'am. Just you know, like I said, share the New York video, share this video. You know, come back next week and the week after that. We really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Other than that, we're done. And we had a great show today,
Yeah.
tonight. Thank you guys, those of you who joined us here live and those of you who is gonna join, watch us on the playback. Really, really appreciate you guys. But go ahead, Shawana, what you gotta say? Because you're gonna start it off.
All right. Well, like Nicole said, thank you so much for watching Real Conversation. Once again, I'm your host, Quana Terry.
And I'm Nicole Jones.
And you can find us every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube at real underscore combos underscore podcast and on Facebook as well.
At Real Conversations 2021.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for watching, and God bless.